California, living my life in California, 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 getting it right in California, did life in California, state prison, California, mama just called California, where you at, fool? California, 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 don't get tired in California, I run a marathon in California. Zatu, top of the morning. I don't smoke weed, gotta get that coffee, gotta have something. I don't drink no more, I don't smoke no more, but I do drink coffee and rejoice in the Lord. All right, so today, man, this is what we got going on the road, player. So I just got an email. I'm approved to go back to prison. I'm like literally approved to go back to the prison that I opened in 2017 in January. Because you are open December 2016. I got there in January of 2017. So within a month of the new E facility, level 2 program facility opening, I hit the yard and tried to run with it. I was already on that programming tip. I was already programming. You know, some people don't like programmers, but I was doing my thing, man. It was like when I first went to the Bay, I told myself, hey, man, they built prison for me. That's how I want to be scary or scared. And I detached myself from every single group. I never wanted to be continuing to be a part of a group with a group because the group thing to me was I just couldn't give up that control anymore. It was like, all right, man, I'm almost dying because of the group, because of another group, because of this group. I'm putting in work, like I'm holding down tables that don't even belong to us because I'm representing this group and my life's on the line. Like I could get killed over a table, I get killed over a tray, I get killed over the TV because I was doing what I was supposed to do under the group because I wanted to impress people. I wanted to like, okay, this white Egyptian is really with the stuff. Anyways, I don't want to detract. So the good news is I was approved to go back to RJ Donovan, the notorious Donovan State Prison. But it's not a well, I would go to any yard, man, just to share my story with folks because the thing is all of us out here in California have a chance to come home one day. And I need even the homies with LWAP to believe that they could come home one day and to just do their thing. And I would never promote anybody to tell. I would never promote anybody to tell to come home. I would never promote that you should be soft and super sensitive. Um, I don't think you need to go out, you know, or jeopardize your morals. And if you're still caught up in the group thing, I would never tell you to get away from it, you know, do your thing. But at the end of the day, I would still want you to believe that you can come home and that you can dream and that you can have whatever life you want. And if you want to have control and power and you can step away from a group to do that, then do your thing, you know. That's I would tell you that, but yeah, no disrespect to anybody. But at the end of the day, man, I'm excited to go back in. So I wanted to review my release video. Let's check this out. So this is when I came home. This was in February 5th of 2020.
We got everything back for you.
Oh, you kick it with Jackson and Grayson.
You want to ride in the back with them?
Let's run that back one more time, man, so I can break it down for you. So this van here, it tripped me out. These officers, they weren't really talking. I don't even really know them, but no, that's not important. But this van right here, it had no seats in it. Like when could you imagine being released and you're gonna jump into a van with no seats? It was crazy. I just sat on the floor and I was like, I don't care, you know. We're 2 miles from the border right here. Like I would literally cross the border to go home. So I'm not tripping, man. Uh, this is E-Yard in the background. What happens is E-Yard was built later as a level 2 program facility, and I was just approved to return here to go in as a volunteer for the college program. Lifted, shout out. But I'm pretty excited for that, just to share my story with the guys in there and keep them pumped up and motivated to get these bachelor's degrees and eventually go into grad school and start doing the research that puts us in prison in the first place, because our research is what legislators and judges are looking at anyway when it comes down to sentencing. So we're going to be the ones studying this and seeing what's a better approach. Anyway, back to this van. They take you from this facility back to the main prison, which is made up of 5 yards. 4 yards are enclosed. You go to that main area of RJ Donovan down in San Diego, East Otay Mesa, 2 miles from the Tijuana border. And then you either get driven to the trolley station, which is down in San Ysidro, or you could get picked up. So what happened is I was supposed to be picked up, and you're supposed to get released early in the morning, but for some reason, for a lot of lifers, or I don't know why, like some people think it's personal when there's somebody that custody doesn't like or they don't want you to go home, they delay your release, let you out hella late in the day. But for me, my family came to pick me up, pull up to the guard tower, and the guard tower tells them, "Oh, nobody's getting released today. We have nobody like going home today." Oh man, they're all the way, they gotta travel far, like to come down to the prison. So they're all the way gonna go home. And I'm like, you know what, just get a hotel room because I have to come home today. Legally, they didn't I was supposed to be immediately released, but I'm here 2 weeks later. They're gonna have to get rid of me because that's how lawsuits happening. They ain't trying to put money in my pocket. So 16 years later, I bring my happy ass home, and this is me coming out. And what's crazy, let's go. Still rocking a beanie. That's the little bit of property I brought. Man, I had some fly ass shoes. I had everything, but I wasn't gonna bring a bunch of stuff. I left them with the homies. Still rocking the beanie, man. A clean white tee. That's my mama. Shout out Colleen Khalifa. So my mom, the night I was arrested, I was 2 months past my 15th birthday. She comes home from work out of Los Angeles, commutes all the way to Paris. The house got raided. They break the door up. Man, they went hard on us. They were calling me a murderer. They were like, "Your son's a murderer." So she takes him to where I'm at. I'm at the homie's house, and shout out to the homie. He's from Paramount. He wasn't from Paris. One of the realest individuals I ever met in my life, man. Shout out to him. Nothing but love. They go to his house, man, violate his house, arrest us, grab our nuts. We're children, but they're talking about we might have a weapon there. Take my weed, take my money. Talking about we ain't under arrest. They just going to interrogate us. But we were arrested, put in handcuffs. Mom asked to go. They didn't let her. So because I was being interrogated, and they wouldn't let her come in the interrogation room, she drove to the Paris Police Department. She waited till 3 in the morning, and no one ever came out. They told her they'll come out and tell her when the interview was done, the interrogation. As soon as I started getting interrogated, I used my rights twice. First thing, I tried to lawyer up, and I thought they were just gonna bring me a lawyer. I'm a kid, and I'm thinking, okay, if you ask for a lawyer, they bring you a lawyer. I said I want a lawyer. They just ignored me, man. They switched up officers. They were doing the good cop, bad cop. So I fall for talking to the next officer until he starts getting into some criminal stuff. And then I'm like, man, I don't want to talk anymore. And at that point, they stopped. They didn't shut it down. They were supposed to. So legally, any other evidence that they crafted from that interrogation got thrown out. It couldn't be used against me or nor anybody else. So I tried doing my part as a child, where you're supposed to invoke your rights, and police didn't care. They just ran all over them rights and said some crazy stuff in their police reports anyway to incriminate me. But at the end of the day, my mom waited, man, and it took her 16 years. She waited in front of the Paris Police Department, and then she waited. She been to Pelican Bay. She been to Ironwood. So that means she been all up and down this state. And now finally, I come home, man, and she gets to hug me. She waited 16 years. Amazing. Thank you, mom. But that's my sister, and that's her kid, my nephew. Happy man.
We got everything in the back for you.
That's sweet.
Oh,
So would you go kick it with Jackson and Grayson?
So I'm gonna go kick it with Jackson and Grace. That's my nephews. Man, I didn't know everybody in that car had COVID. So I get smushed in the backseat between two snotty nosed COVID kids. I was sick like my first week out of jail. I thought I was gonna die. It's like it didn't matter. I came home, so who cared?
You went right in the back with them?
But I sat there, man. I was approved to go back into the institution. I left. Had a life sentence. Wasn't positive I was coming home, but I'm positive that I'm out here doing good, man. So now I'm gonna go back in there and hopefully just share with them dudes, man. Anything is possible, and don't you ever let a judge take your future from you. Because even if the judge sends them young men to LWAP and they're getting old in there, doesn't mean their future is over. I had plenty of cellies with LWAP, and we had a plan. We set up plans like this is how we gonna get home. We gonna get home too, big homie. Because when I went to prison, lifers weren't coming home. So with 25 to life, I was in the same boat. And not only that, I was facing life without parole just like them before the legislator watered down punishments for 15-year-olds and took away the ability of a judge to go so what. But anyway, that's the episode for today, man. I just wanted to touch on the fact that we got some news. We're going back into the prison, and I'll do an episode after that, share with you what it was like. Stay tuned though, man. I got a big episode coming out. We got Alberto Luke popping up on this thing. We're gonna go visit his art studio and show you some Pieros and some other things. You know, that's from the prison art exhibit, because all the homies here at college have been to prison and we all did decades, and everybody belonged to different things. So you get some deep insights. But at the end of the day, this is all about you knowing that you don't never have to let a judge take your future from you. It don't matter where you at right now. It matters where you're going. And, you know, at the end of the day, we all gonna be all right. So take care, everybody. Don't you ever let a judge take your future from you. Wow.
It's good. You could do what you like. Don't let the judge take that from you.